Hey guys, this is Brian from Nintendo Game Point Plus. I know I'm a bit late here, but let's talk about my first impressions with Xbox/Bethesda and the Square Enix press conferences for E3. I actually was a little nervous on doing both of these back to back because I didn't want I didn't want this video to be super duper duper long. But, well, one company made it really easy for me, and, let's start with the good one, because, ooh, dear lord. So, it's just to preface this, Xbox and Bethesda, they, in case you are not aware, just recently, Microsoft and Xbox had purchased the gaming studio Bethesda, which is a really big deal, considering that Bethesda was a pretty well-known third-party company. They had made Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Doom, Fallout series. They are really well known, and Microsoft to come and buy them like that in like a big swoop, that was a big moment. But now they bought them, and now they've combined their press conferences. Well, I say combine, it's not like they formed a freaking Megazord, it's just they kind of just are in it. Let's just get into the show. We got to start with Bethesda because the first thing they revealed was Starfield, which was this space exploration game. It's a new IP from Bethesda, and they pretty much confirmed that, yeah, it's going to be Xbox exclusive. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I knew it. I knew it. In my heart and soul, I knew it. But to be fair, it looked really good. At least, to be fair, it was in-game footage, and it looked really, really, really decent. And I was like, oh, okay, I kind of want to see where this story goes. Like, how far into the future are we? Like, I love space adventures anyway, so yay. Starfield comes out November 11th, 2022. Sweet, cool, awesome. I'm glad that exists. Next, we got Stalker 2: Heart of Chernobyl. It looked interesting. It looked fine, you know. It's a game. It's like this first-person game where you're kind of stuck in Chernobyl, and there's these like monsters that teleport. It's very creepy, kind of, and it's like, ugh, no. And part of me was like, no, stay away from me. But at the same time, it looked really good. But yeah, it looked fine. Oh, so that's why Scott the Woz did that. Okay. But in all seriousness, decent-looking game. Kind of cool. April 28th, 2022. Cool. Next up, Warner Brothers is back for Blood. That's the next thing they showed. It looked cool. It's kind of I'm confused. I keep expecting Warner Brothers to like swoop in and be like, oh yeah, by the way, it's actually Left 4 Dead 4. And I'm like, what? And yeah, I don't know. That's how I feel about this one. It looks interesting. Got a release date of October 12th. Cool though. Admittedly though, those zombies, that zombie versus human mode, that does look really cool. All the different kind of... I like zombie games where it's not just zombies, it's like these crazy zombies that have like crazy powers and stuff. Man, that is cool. Next up, we got Contraband. It was a CG trailer. The end. It's a CG trailer of people trying to steal a coffin of gold with the word contraband in it. Okay, that was wrong. Okay, but I mean, that's what was in the thing, and I guess that's it. And that's literally all we got was a CG trailer. It looked okay. Next up, alright, let's get to one of the most shocking things. Freaking Sea of Thieves got an update. The mother of all updates, a freaking Disney's Pirate of the Caribbean crossover with Sea of Thieves. I was like, yes, that was so cool to me. That was so cool. I thought that was, I'm a huge Disney fanatic. I love it. Yes, that was just so much yes. Comes out June 22nd, A Pirate's Life for Sea of Thieves. Yes, that was just the best. Then we get into some, they talked about Game Pass a bit, how all the Yakuza games are going to be on Game Pass, that's cool. Battlefield 2042, they showed some gameplay of that. It was cool. It's like this future battle. It's Battlefield, Battlefield, but in the future. Like before, it was like World War I and World War II. Now we're in like it's not modern. It's like super duper in the future tech stuff, and it's like cool. And I was like, yeah, it looks cool. Okay, yeah, I have made a new patented phrase. Alright, October 22nd for that game. Yay. Next up, an indie game that looks amazing. 12 minutes. It's basically this top-down thriller game where you play this husband and he has to save his wife and himself from dying. And the problem is, there's this cycle that repeats every 12 minutes, and you have to try to figure out what's going on, this mystery of what's going on with the wife's past, who this cop is who comes in to kill you, and all of this, and it all takes in the span of 12 minutes. And it's got friggin' it was Daisy Ridley, Willem Dafoe, and I think not Ewan McGregor, that other guy, dang it. The other Professor Xavier. Dang it. Why can't I remember his name? Dang it. Okay, I don't remember his name at the moment. Oh, crap. Not Patrick Stewart. Why am I focusing on this? 12 minutes. It looks friggin' awesome. I love it. They gave a release date, August 19th. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Psychonauts 2 got a release date of August 25th. Yes, I love this crazy world. It's like it's a 3D platformer with a crazy art style and a crazy looking world, and I love it. And Richard Horvitz is in it. Yeah, yay, awesome. Yeah, Psychonauts 2 got August 25th. Then we get a Bethesda moment. It's just literally Pete Hines coming up to say, hey, we're updating games. You know, we're gonna put more games on Game Pass, which is really cool. We're updating games to be compatible with Xbox Series S and X. That's really cool. We got an update to Fallout 76, which is like this people who, it's called Steel Rain, where it's like they're in, like it's this brotherhood of like steel protectors, and one side thinks they should just kill everything, and one side says we need to get everybody to safety, and then it's war, and it's like, okay. But that was cool. They of course talked about the Elder Scrolls Online update, you know, it just kind of that stuff. That was kind of, at that point, that was kind of the end of the Bethesda stuff, or at least the end of that little segment of real Bethesda announcements. So I mean, not real Bethesda announcements, but I mean just like of where Bethesda really comes in. Because after that, there was almost nothing from Bethesda. Almost, but we'll get to that later. Next up, Party Animals, which is this, you play as like a fuzzy animal walking suit person. I don't know what, but it's just they beat each other up. And it just looked adorable, and I loved it. So, yeah. Party Animals comes out 2022, but yeah, that looks really cool. Next, we get a trailer for Hades, just saying it's coming to Xbox August 13th. Cool. Next game, Somerville, which is this world where you play as this family, and there's an alien invasion, and you just gotta get your family out of there. It had an interesting art style. It looked good. Coming up 2022. And then we got a pretty big hitter, Halo Infinite. And they talked about the multiplayer aspect of Halo, and they announced something important, as that it's going to be free to play. And they just showed the gameplay of it. They showed the world, how the different types of fighting, different types of game styles. There's going to be some new Halo armor. Like there was a samurai looking Halo where he first was blasting, then he like had this got the beam sword. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called. Dang it! I know one cousin's gonna kill me. They got the beam sword, and then just like sliced another dude, and it just looked really cool. Master Chief kind of has this grapple thing now. I forgot if that was revealed before, because it's been a minute since I've seen Halo Infinite stuff, but we see that Master Chief and pretty much all the Spartans kind of have like a lot of new tech and new interesting stuff compared to previous Halos. Also, a little insight into the story. So Cortana's deleted herself, but under orders from Master Chief. But Master Chief apparently forgot, or at least like something might be up. And then you got this new Cortana AI, I think, and then she's saying like, well, I was supposed to be deleted too, but something stopped me from being deleted, so I don't know what. And the Master Chief's like, okay, come up on here. And now, like, she's not deleted. I don't know. Like, but the story is intriguing to me because I did like the story of Halo 4. Not Halo 4. Yeah, it was Halo 4. The story was really interesting. I thought, I'm very interested to see how it goes. But Halo Infinite comes out holiday 2021. I was really hoping maybe a little bit of a solid release date for that one, considering it's been bouncing back and forth. But you know what? What we got was still really cool. Diablo 2 Resurrected, the super mega remaster of freaking Diablo 2. Looks really cool. Man, the visuals gotta upgrade. September 23rd. Awesome. Next up, A Plague Tale Requiem. That looked great. So it's pretty much, you just see this city, and at first I thought this was and then like a flood of something. I first thought it was like a flood of like black tar or something. You see images of people, like this like princess looking girl going down. You see just a bunch of people like screaming or something, just staring into the camera, and then the black ooze reveals itself to be a bunch of rats. And it's like a river of rats, and then like obviously a plague. But yeah, that comes out 2022. Looks cool. Far Cry 6. They showed some more gameplay and a little bit of a snippet of the story. Looks cool. We already saw it come out October 7th. Slime Rancher 2. That looked awesome. Why do I like the freaking cute, wonderful games, not the freaking hardcore stuff? I don't know. But that looked cool. That was like a nice, cute little trailer for that game. I don't think they got a release date. Maybe it did. I forgot. Shredders is this like snowboarding trick game. Basically, take Tony Hawk and put him on a snowboard. There you go. That was it. But yeah, Shredders looks cool. It comes out December 2021. Next up, we got this game, Atomic Heart, where you play as like these brother or sister duo, and they have like freaking alien tech around their heads or something. That was really cool. I don't think that didn't get a release date either. At least, or if it did, I missed it. Yeah. Next up, Replaced. It's like this cool, like in-depth half 2D, half 3D looking game. It has this, I don't care what everyone says, I love pixel art styles. I love the pixel art style in this. It looks so friggin' awesome. And it's like, but it was like super smooth, going from the thing, seeing all the weird ships and like what these people were doing. Man, it just looked, I like this. Comes out 2022. Oh man, that was a cool art style. Next up, Grounded is getting an update on June 30th. It's called the Shroom and Doom update, and I loved the narrator in this friggin' short because he was saying, "Hey, he was like, we are giving you the updates you wanted, like sitting." And I'm with the narrator. I didn't know how. I haven't played friggin' Grounded, so I didn't know. Why does everybody want to sit down in that game? I wish someone would answer me that. And we also saw, of course, we got a couple new enemies. We got new petable pet bugs, which is really cool. And of course, a new huge freaking spider boss, which they of course remind you that we got arachnophobia mode, so don't worry. But yeah, that looked friggin' awesome. Shroom and Doom coming June 30th. Next up, they talked about the Among Us update. Basically, there's an update coming to all forms of Among Us, no matter what system, where it's 15-player lobbies and everything. It's just adds some new costumes, achievements, and such, and that there will be an Xbox version, I believe. also June 15th, the same day the update drops, but I might be wrong on that. But yeah, Among Us, that looks cool. Next up, we got, okay, I hope I say this right, Eiyuden Chronicles. It looked cool. It looked really cool, mainly because it was pretty much a slightly more updated look at Octopath Traveler. And like, I'm seriously looking at this like, yeah, the Octopath Traveler is very intrigued by this art concept of originality, and I'm like, man, it looked really freaking good though. And I'm not usually an RPG person, but man, that looked good. Like the same thing I said about Octopath Traveler. That I don't play RPGs, but man, that makes me want to. But yeah, freaking Eiyuden Chronicle, and then we also got a Rising game, which is this like platformer kind of thing, maybe sorta. I don't know. I don't know how that's supposed to work. But apparently both are coming out. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is coming out in 2022, and then Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is coming out 2023. That's some late stuff. And I'm like, wow, okay. I don't even think it's in the trailer. I think I had to find that out a little later, but okay, interesting. Next up, we got The Ascent. They showed that. That was a moment where I said they showed that. July 29th. Age of Empires 4. That looked actually really interesting. It's kind of like, reform history. I thought it was okay, but it kind of reminded me of those mobile game. Now, to be fair, I obviously know Age of Empires is a pretty freaking huge series, but still, it kind of looked like one of those build your own world mobile games, and it looks cool, just not for me. But that comes out October 28th. Then we got, I'm not kidding, the best freaking trailer in the world, because literally, this is how the trailer starts. So, it's literally just the narrator telling you everything that's in the trailer. And I don't mean in Deadpool style. You could have replaced this with a freaking Deadpool Ryan Reynolds just saying, yeah, we're gonna have this in the trailer. Is this monster gonna be in it? Probably not, but man, wouldn't it be cool? This makes the trailer look cool. Man, this guy's shooting things in slow-mo. It builds up suspense and everything. We have this character in silhouette, and we're not gonna show his face because we haven't finished designing him yet. Oh god, I love this trailer so much. And the trailer was for The Outer Worlds 2, which is apparently going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's going to be an Xbox exclusive? Or at least a console launch exclusive. I'm thinking more the Xbox exclusive though. I believe that's what they said. But yeah, that looked real. That trailer freaking nailed it. And I mean, but just, it's one of the perfect trailers that lets you know that a sequel is in development and that we're not out of ideas. I think that's a great way to do it. I think they had fun with it. And you know what? That was just, like I said, a really good trailer. So, yay. Outer World, no release date obviously, but Outer Worlds 2, awesome. Next up, Flight Simulator. I'm sorry, that's still funny that at E3 we show flight simulators and people still love it. And I'm like, to be fair, they just pretty much showed, hey, it's coming to Xbox Series X. I thought it was already on there, but I guess it was just on Xbox One, or it was just like backwards compatible or kind of thing like that. But yeah, Flight Simulator is coming July 27th. To Xbox Series X and X, and we're getting a free expansion themed to, I first just thought it was just like generic fighter pilot, but apparently it's themed to Top Gun, because I remember that new movie's coming out, so yay. And then, yeah, I forgot what the release date was that one was for, but it's still a free expansion if you're interested. And then finally, Forza Horizon 5. No, that's not the final thing. But one of the last major things they showed and went in depth on for some reason. Freaking Forza Horizon 5. November 9th. And they went in depth on a Forza game. Why did you go in depth on Forza? That's not to say Forza isn't a big series for Microsoft, because Forza is pretty much Microsoft's Mario Kart in this sense, but like, y'all did not have to give us like 50 extra hours talking about friggin' Forza of all things. To be fair, the game still looks cool. I mean, it looks really, really, really friggin' good. But it's Forza. We know what Forza is. But it looked cool, but Forza, man, it's racing cars. That's all it is. But yeah, whatever. And so after that, Head of Xbox comes out. Thanks for, of course, because this is, I should have mentioned this from the beginning. It is Xbox's 20th anniversary, and so of course, naturally, they say thank you for the support. And they mention a few other games coming up soon. They mention Elder Scrolls 6. They mention some other games that are still in development that we didn't see here, like Avast, I believe, was one of them. And you know what? It was a cool thing. And then they finally ended with a teaser from Bethesda, because we own them now. Freaking Redfall. And they immediately show and it's this vampire battle game where, not a battle game, but it's like this vampire game where you play as these vampire hunters and they have to like kill all these like vampire cult, and it was like so cool. Especially, I love the character designs of all of them. It was so, all of them have these like cool powers. Like this one girl, she with the fro, she had this like purple energy that she could summon like elevators that send you up in the air. One dude had this like machine gun of spears to shoot at the vampires. Then we had like these crazy vampires with like all these weird powers and everything, and it looked friggin' amazing. And one girl had a little like robot helper, and I was like, yes, this game looks awesome. It was just a CG trailer, unfortunately, but man, did this look cool. It's called Redfall, which is coming out summer 2022, and that was awesome. So, first impressions of the Microsoft press conference, I give it, so far it's getting a solid B for me. Like, so far. I think that's I think they had a decent conference. I think it was well done, and you know what? Yeah, solid B. That's how I feel about this one. I think the one thing that kept it a little far was that we did get a decent amount of games with just like way into the distance, where it's like but like next year at E3 we're probably gonna see some of these again, which isn't necessarily a problem, but I just feel like there's a lot of them, and I don't know, I just didn't feel like there were a lot of heavy hitting titles this year like they showed in previous years. Like, I remember like a really good year, they had like a ton of great announcements. Was, I believe, what was the year? I don't want to, not 2019, 2018. I thought they had a really good showing in 2018. And then this year, it's still a good showing. 2019 was still a good showing. I think this year it's just, they brought a lot of A game, just not as high hitting. And if we gotta talk about the Bethesda part, Bethesda was almost, while not non-existent, they weren't there in terms of them saying, oh, it's the Xbox and Bethesda show. It was like Bethesda had like a friggin', Bethesda was like an episode of a TV show that is a spin-off of another TV show, and they brought back the original character for an episode of that TV show in that as a cameo. That's pretty much what it felt like. So Bethesda didn't have much of a presence compared to when they do their own shows, that's how I felt. So far a solid B. Square Enix. Oh dear lord. I'm just gonna sum this up right now. I was of course gonna make a whole video, but I'm just gonna tag it in right now. Square Enix, I have half of mine just to give it its final grade right now, but I'm gonna be fair. But right now, it's borderline. It's C-, borderline D+. Because, oh god, here's what they showed. The only thing saving Square Enix right now is two things. And I don't care if I'm going out of order, because there was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I count 1, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 things they showed. And I didn't care. Uh, oh god. Like I said, the only things saving this show were Guardians of the Galaxy, which looked friggin' awesome. And Guardians of the Galaxy looked freaking awesome. Avengers updates, especially War for Wakanda, because I love Black Panther. And I'll even say Life is Strange was fine, and the ending they had was fine with the Final Fantasy spin-off. Origins is kind of a new take on Final Fantasy, which I like, but everything else in the middle was so friggin' boring. And I hate to sound like this. I hate to say this as a Nintendo fan sometimes because I feel like it's so, not necessarily petty sounding, but like so weird to say because it's obviously not supposed to be that kind of thing, and obviously Nintendo's gonna have their own press conference, but man, did the Switch get the shaft. Especially friggin' the Final Fantasy remasters 1 through 6. They announced they're remastering them in like decent graphics with like a better visual style. They announced that it was only coming to Steam and mobile. Like no consoles. Steam and mobile. And that was stupid. I know that's stupid. And I don't even play Final Fantasy that much. That's how stupid that was. Man, I was so ready to give like an easy you win because Square Enix did such a good job in 2019, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? They've earned their E3 press conferences thing, and I'm like, man, this was just so disappointing to see because they had nothing super interesting this year. Sans Guardians of the Galaxy. They showed Final Fantasy Remasters, which was, again, that announcement was stupid, because they just announced it for Steam and mobile. Unless there's something else happening, I don't know what Nintendo's gonna do, but you know what? I still say that announcement was stupid. Legend of Mana, they just showed a trailer at the end. Avengers, they showed some cool updates. They showed Black Panther. I'm happy. The mobile games. All the mobile games, I almost forgot half the names of them. I know they showed the Hitman Shadows game, fine. Nier Reincarnation, cool. Why? If it fits, but I hate to sound like this. If it fits on a mobile device, why the hell is it not on Switch? Excuse me. Final Fantasy Brave Visions, and there's like 50. There were like 3 Final Fantasy mobile games, and I'm like, what? I forgot. I think all the names were just like in flux with each other because I think they all shared the same name. Final Fantasy Brave on mobile. I'm sorry. They showed some Babylon's Fall. Alright, cool. During Babylon's Fall, they even mentioned like Nier Automata. I'm like, ooh, Nier Automata on Switch. Nier Automata on Switch. I'm like, that would be a really nice little segue. No. I hate to sound like that Nintendo fan who only plays stuff on Switch, but like, or like, is that it's not good if it's not on Switch, which is obviously not true, but man, was I don't know, I don't want to say I was going into saying, oh yeah, there's definitely going to be like a major Switch announcement, but like, man, was it like, even non-Switch fans were looking at this like, man, this was a bad press conference. Again, the only good parts were Life is Strange, that little moment they had talking about that game, that was okay, and then Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins looked cool. It just, I don't know, that trailer was just way too friggin' hardcore to me, for lack of a better word, because that one dude kept saying, I'm gonna kill Chaos. Chaos. I will kill Chaos. They literally took that friggin', they took, he was talking about Chaos so much, he was pretty much that villain from Skylanders, except older with a freaking deep, gravelly voice. That was so freaking, and they just had a sizzle trailer of some random games that were coming out soon, and I was just disappointed from Square Enix. And so yeah, right now they're sitting at a C-. They might fall to a D+. They might fall to a D+ because I don't know if the positives that I liked are enough to save it right now. So that's what I'm thinking. But nah, yeah, they're not reaching any higher than a C-. So friggin', you know what? That was Square Enix and Microsoft. What do you guys think of the press conferences? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Either way, you have an opinion, of which I respect. If you guys like this, be sure to click like and subscribe, because I would be so appreciative of that. And you know what? You guys are wonderful people, and I'm trying to bribe you with compliments so you can subscribe. You don't have to. I'm kidding. I would love it if you did, though. Anyways, as always, you can go to ntgamepoint.weebly.com. That is my Nintendo-themed blog site, of which you can see more content like this from me, with a few written works occasionally, maybe so. And, yeah, thank you guys for watching once again. I hope to see you guys next time when I finally get to Nintendo. Maybe I'll talk about the Capcom one. I'm gonna have to see about that later, when it comes on, but once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.